Hi guys, in this video we're going to do a rough overview of how insurance works. As always, if you have insurance questions, you take your insurance card, flip it over, look at the back, there's a customer service number on the back. You can always call and get your individual information for you, or you can always call our office or text or email us and we can verify that information for you. So in order to go over how a deductible works, we need to do a little understanding of how we work in the medical field. How does your insurance know what we do in the office besides looking at our notes? It's called coding. And so each code corresponds to the activity we do in the office. Say we adjust your neck, that's a code. Say we stem your shoulder, that's a code. So we do decompression on your low back, that's a code. And we correspond all those codes and send them to your insurance company. That's how we kind of communicate with them. The codes are broken off into your evaluation and management, which is your physical examination and re-examinations for new injuries. We got your chiropractic manipulative therapeutics, which is your adjustments. And then we have your physiotherapeutics, which is your stem, ultrasound, decompression. So how a deductible works is, say you have a $500 deductible as a patient, which either begins at the beginning of the year or calendar year or contract year, excuse me. So from $0 to $500, you're responsible for your care. You're 100% payment out of pocket. And then after the $500 is met, that's when your insurance starts to kick in and starts to pay for either 100% of your care or a percentage of your care. We'll get into how is each visit determined then. How do I know when I come to my first visit, how do I know how much I'm gonna owe or how much I'm gonna pay? It's all on what's done in that first visit. So you have each company, each individual insurance company, A, B, and C will say, has a corresponding dollar amount, which is called an allowable for that visit. So say you come in and you have a new patient examination, you get your neck adjusted and we stemmed your neck or we stretched your neck. Those all correspond to different dollar amounts. We add those dollar amounts up and that's your total for that visit. And that dollar amount goes towards your deductible, towards reaching that $500. How a copay works is a copay is a set dollar amount you pay per visit. So you have a $20 copay. No matter what is done on that visit, you're responsible for only $20 of that visit. Some plans and some insurance companies have multiple copay plans. Each company is a little bit different and it's an individual basis. We'll go over that when you call that number on the back of your card. How co-insurance works. Co-insurance is usually a percentage. So it's the same thing almost as a deductible. So it's all a cart. Whatever you have done on that visit corresponds to that dollar amount and that adds up to a total. And then you pay, we'll say your co-insurance is 20%. Of that total, you're responsible for only 20% of that total. And that's pretty much a general overview of how everything works with the basic insurance. Now we will be reviewing Medicare, how Medicare works. Medicare is federal law and Medicare is very strict and very restrictive in the chiropractic setting. Medicare pays for what they deem medically necessary care. And in order to determine medical necessity, you have to have what is called a physical examination. A physical examination is done on every new patient visit and is done on every new injury. So that is this section, the evaluation and management coding. That is done, so every new patient evaluation, and then say we've been treating you for your low back. We treat you, we release you, 6 months you come back, you hurt your neck. So you come in, we have to reevaluate you, see what's wrong with you. You get a new ICD-10 diagnosis, and that's telling your insurance company that we're treating something different. And then it's a new treatment plan. It's also a new payment for the patient because Medicare doesn't pay for those evaluation and management coding. And so that's when you come in, you sign your ABN, which is your advanced beneficiary notice, letting the patient know that Medicare, we're going to bill Medicare, but Medicare isn't going to pay for that treatment most likely, and the patient is responsible for that treatment. Medicare pays for the adjustment. I have patients that come in saying that, hey doc, I've been different places. I feel like I'm in and out in 5 minutes. You know, I don't get stretched, I don't get stemmed, they don't show me any kind of exercises. Well, we have to address the elephant in the room, which is Medicare in the chiropractic setting. They pay for the chiropractic adjustment only. All the other treatments, your stretching, your strengthening, your decompression, your stem, your ultrasound, all those other codes are not paid for by Medicare. And that's why you sign your ABN stating, hey, Medicare's not going to pay for this stuff either, and you're responsible for it out of pocket. So if you're not willing to pay for that out of pocket, most likely you're not going to have that treatment in the office. Patients come and say, well, I have a secondary. When I called my secondary, they said they're going to pay for all the medically necessary care. However, the secondaries typically follow Medicare guidelines, which states hey, we're going to only get the adjustment and we're not going to pay for anything else because we're not going to deem it medically necessary according to Medicare guidelines. It's a sad state that we're in with that, but that's the way the federal government works with Medicare at this current point in time. As a call to action, I'd like my patients, if you're not happy with how it is, contact your state representatives and get some of this stuff changed so we can do more treatment in the office and provide better care for our patients. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, text, email, instant message. And thank you for joining us for this video.